here. Hello.
Light up here.
Hi, I'm Bill Nangle. I'm here representing the NSAA, North Smithfield Athletic Association, and to discuss the Run Jump Pro program. Before all the We the People leave, guys, congratulations. It makes me real proud to be a resident of North Smithfield. How many years, Natalie?
This is the 12th year.
12 years. 12 years, and we're still begging for money. They should be fully funded. And as far as some of the issues brought up tonight, folks, you gotta show up when the budget is set. You've gotta show up. You've gotta be in the room, and you gotta be vocal. And I guarantee you, if you're vocal and you show up in masses, you'll be amazed at what they will fund. So please show up. These guys have, Mount St. Charles, 26 years, they won state championship. They got the front page of the Sports Illustrated. You guys have to beg for money to represent our town to go to a national competition. No NCAA basketball team is begging for money to get on a charter flight to go to a basketball game. And what you guys are doing is remarkable, so thank you. I'm proud to live in this town and things like that. Anyways, I'll be brief. Run, jump, throw. What I have in front of you is these are the notes from our last meeting, and I'm just going through them real quick. We have a good committee. We're off and running, and I think we have 3 great events that are going to get this program going. Everybody understands that they're involved with Run, Jump, Throw with the hopes of eventually getting a middle school track team. They also understand that in order for that to happen, we need to show results with Run, Jump, Throw. We need participation. We need people to show up and want to be part of the track team in the middle school. I think we'll get there. It may take a year. I would say a year from now, we'll be up here asking you to consider a track and field team for the middle school for probably the 2019-2020 school year. So at this point, we're hosting a town-wide event on May 18th. You have a flyer for that. That's been approved by the school department. We'll get those distributed to the elementary schools. That event will take place up here on our track from 7 to 9 p.m. We've hosted this event before with tremendous participation. We were hopeful of getting the Bryant University track team here for that event, but school was over at that point. So what we're working towards now with the track coach at Bryant is to host a fall event where he'll bring his entire track and field team, and we'll host an event similar to what we're going to do in May to, again, get kids excited about track and field. We will have music at that event. We'll have all kinds of races. We ask parents to come early. They will have to sign a release, one of the whole harmless release that they won't sue the town or the school department or anybody else should they get hurt. So that's to kick it off. Following that, we go to the first session of Run, Jump, Throw, and that'll be a 4-week session from 5/29 through 6/21. 2 times per week. That will be open to middle school students only. And we're going to run it in the afternoon from 2:15 to 4:15. So they will get out of school, they will go to Run, Jump, Throw as if they were participating on a track and field team. Again, it'll show them what it's all about, what the commitment's going to be to practice 2 hours per day. And the NSAA will hire a coach. So right now, Christina Lima has been asked to run this program. She's a teacher. She's an outstanding advocate for kids. She's a track and field guru. She's the perfect person. So she will be a paid coach, and then she will select an assistant coach that we will pay. We will charge a fee to participate in this program, and that money will be used to pay the coaches and to buy some equipment that is probably needed that the school department may not have just yet. So we want everyone to have a little bit of skin in the game on this. That's why there's fees associated with it. It's just like joining the youth soccer program or football or cheerleading. You tend to pay a fee to participate in those programs. The same thing would happen here. Beyond that, we'll then host a summer program. And that will be open to the entire town, regardless of age. We will get adults there, we will get high school kids there, we will get middle school kids there, we will get real young kids there. Again, Christina Lima will run that. We ran that for 2 summers before we had a high school track and field team. It was good. What could have made it better was if we had a dedicated coach there every single week, every single session. We had volunteers there, and we all know in the summer it's difficult to get people to show up on a 90-degree day when you can be on the beach. So the events will run July 10, 17, 24, and 31, August 7 and 15. Again, it'll be $25 total, or they can pay by the week. So they may only be in town 2 weeks that summer. They just come and pay $5 the night of to participate. The other thing we're looking at, and it's something we've wanted to do for years, and we think it could be wildly successful, and that's hosting a statewide track and field meet for everybody, kids, adults, and that would become something that would be North Smithfield would be known for. And that's where people show up and pay per event. So if you know, Dad wants to run the 50-yard dash and relive his glory days from when he was the 5th grade champion, he can go out there and run the 50-yard dash for $5 and probably pull his groin and tear his ACL, but he'll feel good about his $5 that he spent. There's nothing like that in the state right now. So to host a statewide event, we do think we get large participation. We need as many volunteers as we can get. And like you said, Mr. Lombardi, we had volunteers show up at the first meeting. Some showed up at the second. We heard that parents are awfully busy, and that's why they can't be at meetings. I guess I have age on my side and have been through this for so many years that we were pretty vocal about show up or shut up. You either get involved and to make something happen, or you don't get involved and nothing will happen. So I think the message is clear how we're going to run this. We want it to be fun, we want it to be successful, and I think it will. So the proceeds, if there's any proceeds from any of this at that point, my recommendation to the NSAA will be to donate all of that money back to the school department to buy more equipment for the track and field teams, so that when we do have both middle school and high school, we've got enough equipment to service both teams. That's my update. Any questions?
Stupid one.
No stupid questions.
So it says our next run jump throw committee meeting is scheduled for March 20th. That's today.
Right. These are the notes from the last meeting.
Oh, so that's not what the meeting, because I was like, how are you here
I'm
and
sorry.
there? And I was
These are my
like,
actual notes that went out to the committee after that meeting.
Okay.
And that meeting is now tomorrow night in the high school library.
And that's, sure it is.
That's a maybe.
Exactly.
We show up, we're like that. We show up all kinds of run. We run here as a matter of fact. Look, I have my run jump through.
If we could just get, even just when all meetings are.
Yes.
If I could, I mean, you know, not that we all have time, but there might be times where we can show up and figure out how we can be helpful, when we can be helpful.
Okay, we can do that. I'll get you a schedule of all the meetings. Would love to have you all show up at the run, jump, throw event.
Yeah.
And it would be nice, we'll probably be wearing run, jump, throw t-shirts. We'd get one for every one of you. It would be nice if we could announce the school committee is here, a superintendent, if you can make it. I think it would be nice, if we have a lot of people there, it would be nice if some people approached you and asked you some, maybe math questions. Anything else? Thank you. Thank you.
Bill, thank you very much. Okay, let's, well, let me, is anybody here for the vaping? Anybody from the public? No, anybody from the public here for the vaping? Okay. So let's continue with the agenda. Well, I'll move to the consent agenda. Does anybody have any concerns with anything? Pull anything? Superintendent, just for the record, I don't want to move by this on the consent agenda, but I see National Marker made a donation.
They donated a large printer, a very large plotter printer, which is in our engineering lab at the high school. and it's a fantastic resource.
Great. Can we send a thank you letter?
Absolutely. Yep.
Great. Is there anything else? All right, I'll entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda. Motion's been made.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. I'll move to reports. Superintendent, do you want to say anything in regards
So
to take
back-
both of them?
I'll take both of them.
Great.
So the first part is, I just want to say, our high school has been on fire, not literally, for the past couple of months. They are amassing so many recognitions and awards. And before the meeting, I just kind of sat down and started going through some of the Facebook feed that I have and listing. So North Smithfield High School is chosen as the National Banner Unified Championship School by the National Special Olympics for excellence in special education and inclusion programs. We have 2 high school athletes, Brady and Peter, they are our 2 delegates to the Special Olympics in this summer. Not just our delegates, but the entire state of Rhode Island delegates. We have 4 high school students represented, not just Rhode Island, not just North Smithfield, but all of Rhode Island at the American Choral Directors Eastern Division Conference. Our robotics team, in its 2nd year, with 40 different teams and 18 different competitions, they came in 2nd place at the Southeastern Massachusetts District Competition. There's another series of competitions happening at Bryant this weekend. Our DECA team for business and finance, of our 15 students who competed at the state level, 13 of them medaled. We the People is once again traveling to Washington, D.C. to represent the state of Rhode Island. We have a new banner, and I'm not too sure if it's up yet, but going into the gymnasium, Sarah Gendron won the state swim title for girls 100-yard butterfly, the Bermuda butterfly. So our CTE applications, after Claire Arnold and Tim and Tracy Nangle and the department heads worked on it for the past month. Was it a month? Yeah, or more. She's still a little shell-shocked by it. Have been submitted to RIDE for our upcoming engineering, business, and music CTE programs for review. We have, from Alan Seepy and the maintenance team, we have renovations happening throughout the high school, new painting, new lighting, new ceiling tiles, and literally hundreds of repairs, replacements, and improvements throughout the building. Our Stage 2 application is still very much on track for the high school renovations for the science labs and the locker rooms. We sent out a couple of weeks ago our high school brochure, which you now have a copy of. That went to all the 8th grade families. And that leads into what Natalie and Brian mentioned. On Thursday, April 5th, all of our 7th and 8th grade students and families have been invited to Northman Night at the high school. We hope you'll be able to attend as well. You will be getting that invitation. And Northman Night is a celebration and introduction to the high school where incoming and prospective students are able to meet the teachers, the students, to take a look at the curriculum, the courses, electives, programs, pathways, CTEs, activities, athletics, everything that North Smithfield High School has to offer. So that's on April 5th, and we hope to see you all there as well. And you won't have to run, jump, or Now, the second part with the SBC update. So, yes.
So, I know that I believe I mentioned this to you. Can we put these in the Lambrese?
I will get some pricing and take a look at that, yeah.
That's an amazing list of accomplishments, I just want to say. I mean, I'm really kind of blown away. I mean, is there any way that we can put that list out to the community? Because I think they should know kind of the work that you're all doing as loudly as we can say it, because that's a list that you should be very proud of.
I would like to do that, and that was one of the reasons for sitting down and starting to compile this. So I would like to kick this over to the school, to the teachers, and build on this list, as well as I want to document all of the physical changes that are taking place in the building, that our own staff is doing. I mean, we are so far ahead from where we've ever been as far as the state of the high school. And it's all done with internal staff, and we're just buying parts. So we're not spending thousands of dollars on contracts to have workers come in. We're doing everything in-house. And we have some amazingly talented people.
Thank you. That is great. Want to move to the SBC?
So the SBC, last time we met, we had discussed a request to continue with our architectural firm that helped us through the master plan in stage 1 and stage 2, and see if we could do some sort of contract continuation so we could continue design work on the science labs and the additions to NSAA. However, rules and regulations around the town preclude us from just continuing. So we do have to go out for a full RFP. We're in the process of developing it. However, the RFP that we're going to be posting is going to be far beyond just looking for an architectural or a design firm. We are developing the RFP to go to bring in a company that is a one-stop shop, so that once we hire this company, we don't have to go out for RFP for construction. So we will be posting for a company that will do design, construction, project management, and do it in a no risk to the district means, so that the pricing will be fixed. We're not going to have to deal with overages, that they will develop the product and price according to our budget. Anything that's beyond our budget, the company is responsible for. So it's going to be, it's taking a little bit longer to develop this. However, we're not necessarily losing time, because we're going to pick up a lot of time on the other end to have one company that's going to have the design and the construction. So, for example, one of the benefits of doing this, we could hire an architectural firm to give us designs for the new science labs. We pay the money for that. A construction company comes in and starts gutting the walls and find things that nobody knew about. So then they have to go back to the architects for changes in the design, and that costs. We do this with one company. They're responsible for all the construction, the unknown parts of it, the redesigns, and so that we can just continue on rapidly and effectively and efficiently.
Thank you.
How long do you think that process will take?
So we need another week or two for the RFP. We will be posting probably maybe a 2 or 3 week window. So it will probably fall within that April-May timeframe when the Board of Regents is going to make the award. So we're going to fall within the window. But the difference is that once the Board of Regents makes the award, we're not going out and developing a separate RFP for construction. We will be ready to go.
Okay, let's move on. You want to take